Taryn, how you doing? Thank you so much for your submission and for including your creative process here. This is great. Thank you so much. It's always a great idea to really include a very detailed synopsis or an observation, written observation based on your experience with the assignment. So this is great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and jump. Thanks for including your magazine ad. That's great. So we can really make some good comparisons here. Let's look at the magazine ad. I think mechanically it's a great ad. It's beautifully sound. The page mechanics are outstanding. Hierarchy is outstanding, and it's very inviting and very easy, very accommodating, very, very relaxed. So I love the magazine. I think it's highly successful. One thing I would recommend is I think the type is just way, way too big. Also, we got a little bit of alignment issue. I'm going to take this right here and use it as a straight edge, this thing right here, that's on the side of this page, so we can see that right now. See that body copy right there? I'm right there. The body copy is pushed over to the left. It looks like the headline, subhead, and address are all in alignment, but that body copy is pushed over to the left a little bit, seemingly to make room for this. I don't think that's the answer. I think that the body copy, that this is too large. The font size is huge. I'll bet that's set at 12 or 14. If this is 8.5 by 11 page, it's probably set at 12 or 14. You don't really have to go any higher than 10 on this. I think that if you were to print this page out, and if you do, set your printer to black and white. You don't want to waste all your ink, but just set your printer to black and white and print this page out. You'll see what I mean. The type is just enormous. I would reduce that type drastically. Watch my cursor. I'm going to say you could even indent a little, get that left margin set up, and then indent to right about here, the end of fun or the beginning of M in famication. And it's just see, it's something like that. Okay, so your type box would be something like this. Okay, I also think the black type is advancing a little bit too much in the composition, so I think maybe that purple type would be perfect in this situation. But again, the main thing is that type size is just, the body copy type is almost as big as, if not the same size as the subhead. So of course that's too big. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the banner ad. I think the banner ad also, the banner ad's good, but it's not as successful as the magazine ad. We're going to make it as successful as the magazine ad. There's a couple of things here that I think are problematic. First of all, the background image is gorgeous. Great placement of the masked image from assignment 2-1, right? Headline, subhead look great. And you have successfully animated the call to action. However, what I would like you to do, though, is go ahead and take a look at this GRA 220 Part 1, Milestone 2, Guidelines and Rubric. Specifically, the second sentence at the end of that sentence indicates that you are to enhance the call to action by using some basic Photoshop animation technique. So technically what that's saying is you're animating the call to action and nothing else. And that makes sense. You want this, you don't want people to look at this in between animations, have the text gone in between animations and miss information, okay? For that reason, let's go ahead and keep that. Good job on the headline, by the way. Keep that headline static. Just don't animate it. So Famication, Getaway, then Fun Adventure, leave that static too, right? Then animate that 65% in. Left align the subhead and the headline. Keep that indented like that. Fade it in, fade it out, and that's it. Next thing you're going to do is take this logo, and I would move it. I wonder if you can move the family a little bit over to the left. Make a little room for the logo. Place it right there in the lower right-hand corner. Also, this logo has been distorted a little bit. As we can see, compare this to the original logo from the style sheet. You'll see this is really long and narrow. That indicates to me that it's been distorted while resizing after you placed it in this ad. Now remember, we place something, if you want to resize it, you select it, you take your cursor, grab the corner of a bounding box, and drag your cursor to resize it, right? But hold your shift key down when you do that. Otherwise, go to the transform commands and do it and set it at whatever percentage. But if you're going to do it manually, make sure you hold that shift key down. That's going to constrain the aspect ratio of the original logo to make sure that there's no distortions. And then finally, my final suggestion is you don't have to include all of this contact information, just the location. Okay, so once we get this logo set over here, right down here, just say, located in beautiful St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands or something. Located in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. That's all. You don't have to include the phone number or anything. Most web viewers know that this is going to act as a link that's going to take you right to the client's website where all pertinent information is readily available. So that doesn't have to. That's really cluttered right through here in a magazine, and I think that we can rectify that by just following those simple little guidelines. It'll redistribute the weight of the page, and it'll really improve the overall consistency of the magazine ad and the banner. It will increase the memorability of the campaign in itself, and it will clean up this banner ad considerably. So try those changes. I'd love to see them by your final submission for the campaign, which is next week, or you can resubmit here if you want to make those changes. But great job, and if you have any questions at all, please let me know. All right, thank you very much.